The house on Winton Street, no air conditioning when you were
Nope.
growing up. So,
No fans, no air conditioner.
so what did you do on those hot summer nights?
Well, for the most part, we sat outside talking, and then when it was time to go to bed, Mom would pull the sheets real tight and sprinkle talcum powder on the sheet and told us that that would make us cool. And that's how we went to sleep, in the talcum powder.
How late at night did you sit outside waiting for the house to cool off?
You know, I have no idea what time it was. I mean, it seemed late to me, but I was only a kid.
And the rest of the neighborhood was doing the same thing?
Yeah. Yep, the neighbors all sat out and talked. Winnie and Chick.
Okay, so let's talk about Mom's neighbors. Winnie and Chick, I remember. Who else?
And the Crossings, across the street, Frady Gardner and Bill Gardner, who was a member of the Band of Brothers.
Right. So he later on became famous for his depiction in the Band of Brothers.
Yes, but we never knew that. He never talked about his war days.
He had lost his leg
Yes,
and
and
walked around on crutches with his pant leg pinned up.
yes, he never wore his false artificial leg, and he was a great guy.
So the story I remember is that the story was that he had lost his leg in a shark attack. Did you remember that?
Yeah, he never once talked about the war.
So I would stay there once in a while until Pop died, I guess, maybe a little after. So what was up with there was a numbers runner came to the door every day?
Johnny the numbers guy. He would come around the neighborhood and pick up their number sheets, and they would write them on little sheets of paper. And he would collect, they would bet 5 cents or whatever, and they'd all fold up their pieces and give them to Johnny because it was illegal to play the numbers back then. And the one day, the cops were out after Johnny, and Mom had a handful of numbers in her hand, so she went in the house and threw them in the sink. And, they let Johnny out through the back door so he could run down the alley to get away from the cops. And then when all was over, Mom went in the kitchen and she had dishes soaking in the sink, and all the numbers were floating on the dishes. But Johnny, the number guy, got me my first job at Palumbo Motors.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So was college an option? Well, let's back up. What school did you go to? What grammar school?
I went to St. Edmunds.
Taught by nuns, I assume?
Yes, very, very strict nuns. But you did not. I had an incident when I made my first communion. We wore long white stockings and long sleeve dresses. And I bent over because my stockings were slipping down, and I pulled my stockings up in church. And I had to stand in the back of the room the whole week because I bent over and pulled up my stockings.
So that was St. Edmunds Grammar School?
Right, and another incident, our pastor, Father Duffy, didn't like Irish people. So he would separate, they would take a poll in school to count how many Italian kids and how many Irish kids. And I got strict orders, both of us did. You stand up with the Irish kids. And I'd say, Mom, our name's Miss Shawley. I don't care, you stand up with the Irish kids. So it got to the point I would stand at the end of one line and the beginning of the other line and let them count me whatever they wanted to. And if he was so bad, if people put pennies in the collection, he would stand there and pick them out and hand them back to the people. he was not a very nice man.